Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day because I know I did, and I'm so glad y'all because the last few days have been very rough for me. So, anyway, let's get on to this good old review. So, this is the latest episode recap for Ladies' Night. So, the episode started off with Taj and Lily, which for some reason it always does. They were in Taj's suite, which for some reason has a stripper pole in it and a table that's like a foot off the ground. Like, I don't understand what's that all about. But anyway, they were in there talking and catching up a little bit, and Taj lets Lily know that she really is about her business as far as the collaboration is concerned. And she's been making strides, and she's actually in there right now typing up stuff, trying to have something so that she can actually bring it to Salt and Pepper. Because you can't just be like, oh, we just want to collab with y'all. We love y'all. You know, we y'all biggest fan, and that's it. But you don't have, I mean, like, you really have to bring something to the table. So she's trying to prepare herself, and she has like a little something that they are going to be able to sing. And then since she doesn't have, like, she literally has no beat, she has nothing to go off on. She's just creating random words, trying to make a hook or something for herself and her other group members to vibe off of. And hopefully she will be able to bring it to Salt and Pepper one day, and they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm here for the collaboration. And then they go in the booth and see how it actually fits. Y'all, so anyway, the next scene is Salt. I don't think Pepper was there. I don't remember Pepper being there because she didn't say nothing at all. You know, she talks a lot too. So it was Salt and Spinderella, and then Jimmy and D Wiz came in a little bit after that. And so they were talking, and it got to a point where Spinderella and D Wiz were kind of going back and forth, butting heads a little bit because she still feels slighted from when she parted ways from Salt and Pepper back in the day. And apparently how it went down was, you know, whatever happened where she wasn't DJing for them anymore. So out of respect and for her, given the fact that he looked up to her, apparently she like mentored him. Now, if I'm wrong about that, y'all let me know down in the comment section. But apparently he looked up to her and he was mentored by her and all this other stuff. And they actually used to be good friends. What he did was he called her up and was like, look, you know, they presented me with this opportunity. You know, I'm thinking about taking it. And so my thing is like, well, girl, why are you mad? He did come to you. He could have been a snake in the grass, be like, ooh, this is my opportunity. Forget her or whatever. But it's like, why would you think that, okay, because this is my friend, I should be like, oh, let me just say no to this opportunity, all because this is my friend. Now, given the fact that Salt and Pepper are 30 plus years in the game as of now, even back then, they were really, really big. Like, people live for them. So it's like, why would you expect him to be like, no, I ain't gonna turn that down? Like, where would he be now? Would he have anything under his belt to speak of? Like, for real. Like, let's be honest about that because it's crazy. So it's like, it's gotten to a point now that Salt is like, man, they're gonna have to do something because Spinderella's in her feelings. She's nitpicking stuff. Like, she's even said it herself. She'll bring up stuff because she wants to be heard. She wants to feel like she's a part of it. And I'm just like, girl, girl. It's like she always wants to have combative moments when it's not even necessary. Like, she tried to bring up a point where he introduced Salt, Pepper, and actually said DJ Spinderella within the whole mix. And then she gonna say, hey, you need to make sure you say DJ Spinderella. He was like, I just said it. So she just was like, well, I just need you to know that you need to respect me. You need to say it. I just want respect. And I was just like, girl, he already said your name though. You trying to make it seem like all y'all standing right there in front of everybody. And he was like, hey, y'all, give it up for Salt and Pepper. And then she's literally standing there or something. And then I would understand why she would feel slighted if that was the situation, but it's not. So I'm like, girl, I see why they booted you again. But anyway, I keep trying to be on her side because for years I've lived for her. And I used to be like, well, why don't they talk about Spinderella like that? Because I always was interested in the third member and I just didn't understand what was going on. But apparently there's a lot of deep-seated issues. And Spinderella is in her feelings to the point where she was like, you look, we need to have a one-on-one conversation and whatever. So eventually she's going to have a one-on-one conversation with DJ. Well, I always want to say DJ Wiz, but D Wiz. So we'll see how that goes. Y'all, I had completely forgot about the main purpose of the meeting that Salt had with, it was Salt, Spinderella, D Wiz, and Jimmy. Y'all, the actual purpose of that meeting was to discuss the sound because as we saw in the last episode, that soft launch, soft opening, or whatever they want to call it, for their actual tour, the Salt and Pepper tour, the I Love the 90s tour, it was terrible. Like, it was bad. So they were actually talking about the sound. They have, I mean, as I've already mentioned before in previous videos, they have a resident DJ. Somebody who basically pushes a button. They don't actually do what Spinderella and D Wiz do. So they don't know about a lot of the transitions and all that stuff so things can go smoothly. It was to the point where songs were playing that shouldn't have been playing and there was silence when there should have been, and actually moving on to the next song. And people were just on stage looking crazy because the song wasn't how it was, like the actual songs weren't being played when they needed to be played, or if they were being played at all. So that was what the initial thing was with that anyway, y'all, because I was like, I know I'm forgetting something. But anyway, so look, Coco has shown up again. Y'all, I'm gonna be surprised every single time I see her show up because y'all know how Coco do. Coco is good for not showing up. I don't know what that's about, but she good for being like, I'm mad, I'm in my feelings, I'm not coming. Forget you all. You need me. I don't need you. Like, that's the vibe she gives off. And I can't. But she has actually been where she needs to be. And so they are in the studio and they've all met up and Taj is discussing with her other group mates how everything is coming along and how she wants the song to be like crossover because of course they're going to be doing what they do, which is R&B. And might be a little pop mixed in with that. And then, of course, they're doing rap. So, you know, she was saying that she was thinking of different people who she should be able to try to call to get some music and see if they would do something. And then Coco was like, wait a minute. I know somebody. You know the song that Cardi B did? You know, Bodak Black. And what is it? Bodak Yellow? Whatever it was. The Kodak Black, what is it, Bodak Yellow, whatever it was that she had it entitled. Whoever the man was who came up with that, he, you know, is the person who she was talking about. And so she was like, I think I can get in touch with him and he could do it for us. So she ended up FaceTiming him. He answered the phone. That dude seems really, really cool. Like, I can't. Like, I'm just like, his energy seems so amazing. But anyway, y'all, so they were talking to him and telling them, he was telling them what he can do. And he was like, well, I already got a beat in my head, you know, once they actually gave a description of what they wanted to, you know, have the song kind of play like. And so he was like, well, I already got something in my head. I'm already envisioning something in my head. I already know. So he was like, well, give me a few hours. I was like, hours? You went off. So, and they got off the phone with him. Taj was like, you know, let me get some stuff together so that we can send it over to him so he can understand what he's working with. And so I think that what they were going to do, what they didn't show, which was them actually getting in the booth and kind of creating something so that he can kind of put something else to it so he can know what he's working with. So yeah, y'all, I thought that was pretty cool. So now we move on to Salt and Pepper now meeting up. And so she's giving her, you know, Salt is giving Pepper the rundown of how things went in the meeting. And of course, how things went left because Spinderella was in her feelings and then they brought up a whole new situation. Well, not really a whole new situation, but you know, the back and forth. And her just doing what she normally does, butting heads, and it's just a lot. So So, for whatever reason, Spinderella asked to leave the group in 2010. Then she randomly asked if she could rejoin the group in 2014. So I was like, girl, what world? Like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, I'm trying to, like, maybe if I had in depth details as to why, then maybe I could understand where she's coming from or what she's talking about, but I can't at the moment because it just seems like she wants a lot but don't want to give the same amount. And, I understand that the DJ is a big part of the whole movement, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you want a whole lot, and then you complain about the most stupid things in the world, and it's like, girl, no, like, stop. She really needs to learn how to pick her battles, but it's to the point now that Salt feels as though she is just tired of fighting for her because Spinderella, she never sees that people are really speaking up for her and fighting on her behalf. She always feels like everybody's against her. And so Salt is just like, I'm just exhausted at this point because you're over here trying to speak up for this person. You're always standing up for this person, but she never sees it. So I don't know. Y'all, this is exactly what my face turned to when I saw this next part. So this is where Spinderella sat down with D Wiz, and she was like, hey, they hugged or whatever, and she was like, look, I just want to be able to show people who I am, and I want people to respect me and know that I am a part of this because everybody just sees Salt and Pepper and then they seem to forget about me. I want to lay down the groundwork. I want there to still be a legacy to be had for people to know that I existed. And so literally he is agreeing with every single thing that she is saying. But in her mind, she's just like, no, nobody's going to bat for me. Nobody cares about me. Nobody's fighting for me. And I'm just like, what? And he literally was like, I'm your biggest fan. I am your biggest fan. So then out of nowhere, she gonna say to him, like, well, if for some reason we parted ways again on some ugly terms, would you be their DJ again? And he was like, I would call you like I did the last time to, let you know what was up. So she gonna get in a little confessional in her feelings on some see, this lets me know what kind of a snake he is or whatever she said, y'all. I was just like, for him making money, and then like, y'all, for the 4 years that she was absent from the group, they toured continuously. There was money on the table. Why would you think somebody would be like, no, I ain't gonna make no money. No, I don't want to eat. I don't want to live. I don't want to pay no bills. Nope, sure don't. And knowing the big act that Salt and Pepper is, are you crazy? Like, girl, she makes me more and more irritated every single time I see her get on the screen. I don't understand why she thinks, it just seems like she thinks that she's more than what she is. Like, she is who she is, but at the same time, she's just like, you need to respect me. Y'all need to put the respect on my name. And I need y'all to do all of these things. And it's just like, girl, like, you are demanding things that it's just like, why? It's like she's trying to create demands and she's just trying to create a situation and a problem where there is none. I don't get it, y'all. I just don't. I can't do it. So they are actually having another girls' night out, and Salt couldn't make it because she's sick. I don't know what be going on with her, but she be sick. Maybe she's resting her voice because sometimes she sound like she a little bit under the weather. Maybe that's what it is. But anyway, so she's the only one who's not there, and they are going on that ball. What do they call it? A observatorium, whatever it is. Anyway, it's a ball that's like a Ferris wheel, but it goes around really, 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 really slow, and it like encapsulates. Y'all, you know what I'm trying to say. It has a group of people in it or whatever, and you can just see the whole, city or whatever from there. It goes really, 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 really slow. So anyway, they're in there talking, and this is where Taj feels like this is her opportunity to, pitch the idea of the collaboration. And even though Salt is not there, she was like, well, maybe if I tell Spinderella and Pep about it, they'll go on ahead and, they'll be feeling it, and then they can persuade her. It might make it easier. So she told them about it, and they were like, wow, it sounds great. And then Spinderella was like, yeah, it sounds good, because she was talking about women empowerment and all that other stuff. And she was like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. So she was like, yeah, we got to run that by Saul, whatever. I was like, oh, Lord. So anyway, eventually it got to a point where they were like, well, we got a couple of days off. Pepper was like, let's go to the Caymans. And so apparently they are going to go to the Cayman Islands. So we'll see how that goes. Y'all, so Spinderella met up with Jimmy to see what's going on with her residency. And it's kind of been pushed back, delayed and all that. And so she was wondering, what's going on? It's been weeks. I've been calling you. You haven't been returning my phone calls. You haven't given me any updates. What's going on? And so he was like, well, they have a lot of other stuff going on with the current residency, which is the one for Salt-N-Pepa. And he explained to her that basically the way that the hotel has it set up, they want to kind of have Salt-N-Pepa to be the umbrella, and then Spinderella will fall as a gig under under Salt-N-Pepa. And so she was like, no. That was the whole point of all this. I want to be independent of them when it comes to my residency. I want to be able to sign contracts without having to have their input, or for them to have decisions and all this other stuff. And I think I get that, but oh no, she wants a lot, but she ain't. I don't know. Sometimes I look at her like, girl, you want too much, and you ain't doing nothing except sitting up here saying what you want, and you ain't doing nothing to show and prove that you deserve the little bit that you somewhat are asking for. But I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know if I'm crazy in thinking that. But then, also they have the talk coming up, meaning they're going to be on the talk. And Jimmy, she was like, well, what's going on with the talk? And he was like, oh yeah, all that stuff, that's set. And they're actually thinking of allowing them to host that whole, day. And the bad news is that she would not be a part of it, but they do want her for the music portion, of course, because she's the DJ. And so she was like, look, see, that ain't what I'm talking about. That's not even cool, because ain't no way you would sit up there and be like, all right, so Salt, you sit out and let me and Pepper go, or Pepper, you sit out and just let me and Salt go up there and do the talk. There's no way. So she was like, if I can't do the talk, then I walk. I was like, girl. Y'all, I am here for this next part that happened, right? So Taj, Lily, and Coco are in this like little dainty shop where they are selling pastries and tea and cocoa, stuff like that. And they're talking, and then Coco gets a phone call, and it's I think it's the road manager, Neville, he called. And so he was like, are you there with the girls? And so she was like, yeah. And then she called him over there, and he wanted to say to them that Toni Braxton extended an invitation to them to be on her Long As I Live tour. Like, literally, they have their own set of whatever they're going to do on her tour. Like, a guaranteed spot. Like, here's an invitation. If you accept, you're on it. Like, yeah, you ain't got to show and prove nothing. And so Taj and Lily are like, oh my gosh. But then are like, well, whoa, what are we going to do about Salt-N-Pepa? They're talking about, yeah, we committed to do the ladies' night tour, but y'all don't know if that's going to happen or not. They looking at y'all sideways. Like, it got to the point where Coco was like, okay, well, whenever, they was talking about, I think Taj said, well, let's fill everything out when we go to the Caymans and see how it goes. So Coco was like, well, y'all got a decision to make, because, she already made her decision. And I already know that's Toni Braxton. And I don't blame her. I live for Toni Braxton. And that makes a lot more sense anyway, even though the spot dates went exceptionally well. But yeah, like I said, that makes way more sense given Toni Braxton's background and the genre of music that she sings anyway. So that would be a very, very smooth transition. And it should go well. So they had dinner and, drinks. They meaning Salt, Pepper, Spinderella, and what's his name? The manager. I don't know why his name escapes me at the moment, but y'all know who I'm talking about. So they had dinner together and they were discussing a few things. And eventually they were discussing Spinderella not being on the talk. And she was in her feelings still because ultimately she wasn't invited to speak and to be at the table to do anything. The only thing they invited her to do was to spin records. Like, that was it. So she's in her feelings and she said, look, this is what I want to do. If y'all ain't gonna have me on there, if y'all apparently don't want to fight for me, and it shows. Why wouldn't you fight for me? I'm supposed to be your DJ. I don't understand. Just like y'all would want somebody to fight for y'all. Y'all ain't out here fighting for me. I can tell y'all ain't fighting for me. Eventually, she was just like, look, I got a party I got to go to. And she got up and excused herself. And so Salt was like, look, I'm tired of babysitting her feelings. And I'm tired of her feeling like we don't support her when we do. And then they had a confessional, y'all. Tell me why. They said that DJs, normally don't get paid the way that they do. Which, in a way is understanding. But a lot of them, they get paid something terrible these days. But anyway, back in the day, she wasn't getting paid like that. So what they did was... the two of them, Salt and Pepper, got $3 million each. They banded together and gave her $1.3 million of their dollars. But then Salt was like, I hate how she sits up here and says that we've never done anything we've never done anything for her. But we got together and gave her $1.3 million of our own money. And, and we go to bat for her all the time, but she loves to say we don't do nothing. So I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. I would never say they ain't never did nothing for me. But girl. So anyway, soon after that, they go to the talk and, they don't really show us anything. I guess we have to actually go see the episode, y'all. But anyway, y'all, so they, they ended up showing a little bit more of what happened on the talk, y'all. So they were promoting their residency and really quickly, Salt shouted Spinderella out or whatever. But my thing is this: why didn't she think of, or at least pitch the idea of, okay, since I'm not gonna be at the table with y'all really talking or whatever, and they really just invited me to be the DJ, why not, since y'all have a hosting moment, why not dedicate 2 to 3 minutes to me where one of y'all, like somebody like Pepper, more than likely Pepper, be like, look, y'all, so I'm gonna take over for a few minutes. I'm gonna ask a few questions. And, I feel like they could have thrown questions at her from time to time. Be like, when did you start? And allow her to be able to speak on when she started, how she came to be, affiliated with them, how young she was. Like, that would really blow the minds of a lot of people. And like Salt said later on within this episode, she didn't think about it. She did not think about it. She, meaning Spinderella. All the people that watch that show, over 2 million people watch that show. Why would you not expose yourself on that show? Because you love hollering about how this generation, they don't know who you are. And how will they? Every time you look up, you get mad because they are inviting literally Salt and Pepper and not you. And in all honesty, like when they did say the talk initially before it was said in this episode, I was looking like, okay, what you mad for? Because you aren't the one up there rapping. So it would make sense for them to want them to be up there talking. If they were to invite a singer, if they were to invite other rappers, all that stuff, I understand them having them host a little bit because they actually are doing something that involves a whole lot of talking. Every now and again, you'll say a few words, but that's it. Over a record. Like, they really talk all the time. And they were doing work for years when you bowed out and then you decided to come back. And you, like they've already mentioned before, you have never been an equal partner. So I don't know why you feel entitled to all of this. Like, all of the things. Girl, I just don't get it. So yeah, everybody is tired. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.